At Nissan of Silsbee, did you know that we have a complete service department? Whether you need detailed mechanical work or just a $12.95 oil change, we can handle it for you. And we rent new Nissans. And we rent to everybody. Get a 3-day weekend for just $99 or rent it longer.
And of course we sell. Get a 2011 Nissan Altima for just $199 per month or get a great deal on a certified pre-owned vehicle.
But best of all, at Nissan of Silsbee, we're making deals the Silsbee way.
J.P. White, SportsSpeak Sports, happy as can be to have Sue Bard, City Council Silsbee, and also the Executive Director of the Southeast Texas Arts Council. That's some moniker, but I tell you, it sounds good to me. I like it.
It sounds a little snooty, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sue, I want to know something. We're supposed to talk a little bit about sports, and we're going to. We talk sports on this show. I think you have sort of somehow or another made a little study or found out something about all these youngsters that we have and going on in sports, making a livelihood or something. Well, what do you know about that?
Well, a few years ago, I learned while planning for an exhibition at the Ice House that we had an overabundance of students who graduated Silsbee High School and went on into professional sports, all areas of sports. Basketball, football, whatever. And I found it remarkable. I mean, normally we tell our kids, don't count on that. Make sure you put, don't put all those eggs in one basket. Don't count on becoming a professional athlete because it may not happen. But for Silsbee, that may not be true. At least 25 and probably more.
My goodness, and I've been thinking about that, but I had no idea that kind of numbers.
Yeah, quite a few kids.
More Lordy, that's good. We don't know, we know a few of them, Highwire, Hickman, and a bunch of them, so and so, but we don't know enough to try to name all of them, do we?
I don't remember all the names when you think 25, and that was a few years ago, but at a later date, I'd be more than happy to come back and bring them to you.
Yeah, okay. I got a sneaking feeling we're going to need another interview with you because we're not going to be able to get all in 15 minutes that you're going to tell me a lot of good stuff. Okay, let's see, what else I need? Okay, tell me about being the executive director of the Southeast Texas Arts Council. I know that you do lots of good things. You get people to do good things for our people here. Tell me something about that.
Well, we represent Hardin, Jefferson, and Orange counties, so that's a big area. We provide all kinds of support to arts and humanities organizations in those 3 counties. Some of those organizations include the Art Museum of Southeast Texas, the Ice House Museum and Cultural Center in Silsbee, Kirby Hill House Museum, Performing Visual Arts Council, the Letcher Theater, the Museum of the Gulf Coast in Port Arthur. We provide funding, and funding is a big part of what we do, and we hold a grant cycle once a year, and nonprofit arts and humanities organizations apply for assistance with funds, and we set up a panel of 15 people that review the grants and make recommendations, and we award them the money.
Great. Oh, right, I want to throw something in right here. I interview, kind of strange. Do you think, have you ever been out to see the Ghost on Bragg Gross Road?
I have been once.
Did you see anything? Did you see a light or anything?
No, I didn't bring any beer.
I
heard that was a prerequisite.
Oh, well, we get Hugh Bevel Means to straighten us out on that. He's the one. You know who Hugh Bevel Means?
No.
He was our city commissioner, county commissioner for a while, and he lives right out there. He told me, so much for that. By the way, Eric Bender, I think, is planning a moonlight ride, about a dark 30 ride to look for the ghost, and Hugh Bevel's going to direct him, I think. And we got ghost certificates, by the way. I might as well tell you about that right now. We're going. If you're just a signer or a believer, we'll give you one of these gold ghost certificates. And then we've got the chief ghost watcher that signs, and the chief guide, and the chief big ticket wheels, and then the chief of SportsSpeak and all that kind of stuff. But if you want one of those, we'll wind up giving you a certificate for being on the program.
Wonderful.
All right. Now, I'm thinking about something funny, but you better tell me about the Ice House. You were the curator or something down at the Silsbee Ice House Museum. Can you tell me something about how it started or whatever and what it's doing, what it had? Tell me about the Ice House.
Well, it was started back in JP, you can help me out with this. Was it 91?
Yes.
A group of like-minded individuals wanted to establish a museum, and mainly for local artists. They went to work looking for a building. They found the old ice plant closed down and not operating. Thought it would make an ideal place. As it turns out, it most certainly has. There needed to be a lot of renovations. Eventually, and I want to say in 2002, the city gave, not the city, I'm sorry, Economic Development Corporation gave the museum $65,000 to renovate. They used $50,000 of that money to redo the interior so that it would accommodate exhibitions and provide an appropriate climate, air conditioning and heat and so forth, to preserve the artifacts that they were going to collect in there and the artwork. The other remaining $15,000 was for operations for the next year. Turns out that the people at the museum were able to make that last for 2 years. They still struggle for funds. Now they operate with some city support through the hotel tax revenue that they pick up. But it isn't much, and there are a lot of competing organizations in Silsbee that make it difficult to spread that money around. And they have a big plan in place. You know, they have, I want to say, a contract worked out with some people that are professional museum exhibitors, and they're the same people that have done the mural at the Museum of the Gulf Coast and helped them put up their exhibition space. So they've got a contract worked out with them. They are collecting money from benefactors like Entergy, for instance, toward that goal for a better and improved permanent exhibition.
All righty, we were able to interview one of your, I don't know, cohorts. You're with the city council, and we had fortunate to have Adelaide to interview, and she said that we needed to build some bike trails, and she even mentioned and thinks that we should build a bike trail that goes out to Baby Galvez. Well, how do you feel about bike trails? And what do you think?
I think it's a great idea. For one thing, I've noticed that we get a lot of out-of-towners who come here to ride cross-country, and they come through on a, I think, seasonal basis, but they do come through in groups. They're always from outside the area, and I'm all for outside money in Silsbee.
There you go. Well, yes, we were fortunate to interview a little lady and her husband from rode bicycle from Montreal all the way down to Mexico, got back out of there, came on across here and spent the night with us and told us. And this little lady went to Iraq in December of 2002 to try to keep us from going to war, and then we started in March of 2003. But anyhow, see, those people, and also I got to tell one more real fast. When the young woman and her husband flew from London, England to California, rented bikes, rode across to Florida, rented and then jumped on the plane and flew back home. Can you imagine? They're coming right through here in Silsbee, and they're stopping here in Silsbee. They spend the night here in Silsbee. They spend their money here in Silsbee. They can't do that without a little money.
That's right.
So much for that. Okay then. So we're gonna have a little support on getting some bike trails built out of you, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. All right. Oh Lordy, that's it. I know there's something else funny. Hey, did you see that on television the other day? This old boy called 911. He said, hey, I need some help. My wife's down. Said the warthog got her and just got her in trouble, and said, would you please come pick her up? They said, yeah. Tell us where you are. He said, I'm at 123 Euclid. He said, will you spell that for me? And he says, I just wait and drag her over to 8th Street, and you pick her up over there. I think that was on television. It's in the newspaper, maybe.
I didn't see it.
All right, what else I gotta ask you something else. You got so much good information. Tell me something else. What can you tell me? What good words, or we don't want any bad news, we just want good news. Yeah, what can you got something that you can add to all this thing? We're about to finish it, and you're going to get to go see your appointment, even though you're going to be 10 minutes late. What you want to tell me?
What can I tell you? I don't have good news. I've got some bad news.
Oh, can we live with it?
Yeah, I think we can live with it. As a matter of fact, I think locally we can take care of it.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, our organizations like the Ice House Museum, the Performing and Visual Arts Council, little theaters, all of us in Southeast Texas have taken a dramatic cut in funding from the state as a result of the state's budget deficit. They're looking at between $25 billion and $27 billion deficit. They're thinking of doing away with Texas Commission on the Arts.
Oh.
That will dramatically reduce the funds that we will be able to allocate to our organizations. It'll hurt Hardin County. But, like often, when we take a hit from one place, the community coughs it up and supports us anyway. So what I'm hoping is that Silsbee will buck up and think about the Ice House Museum and the Performing and Visual Arts Council and be there for them.
You're optimistic, and that's good. I'll be optimistic with you. I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to slide through it. And one of my little bits of philosophy, we're hitting a bump in the road right now. But it seems to me like every time we hit a bump in the road, there's still something smooth highway over there that we managed to go down. So I'm optimistic. I think it'll work.
I think so too.
Hang in there, girl, and I want you to come back again, and I'll be better prepared. I know I ask crazy questions. Well, how often do y'all meet?
Once a month.
Is it always on Monday something?
Third Monday of the month, I believe.
Third Monday. I don't know how you folks keep up with that. I can hardly ever know when the first Monday is, much less the third or fourth.
Well, the city's good about calling and reminding us.
Somebody calls? Who does that?
There's a young lady that works at City Hall, Kim Green.
I know Kim. She's a dandy, isn't she?
She wears great shoes.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, JP White, SportsSpeak Sports, Sue Bard, the City Councilman, the Executive Director of the Southeast Texas Art Council, former newspaper
I did that.
reporter. We haven't even mentioned your art. You're one of the best artists that I know, honest to goodness.
Oh, thank you very much.
And some of your things, I wish I could do something that good. I play with it, but I just got a mess, mostly.
Recently, we did we held a fundraising event. In preparation for that event, we were giving out awards for outstanding achievement in the arts. So we had performers come. One was an opera singer. One was an actor playing Janis Joplin. Another one was an actor from Silsbee. Richard Etmar played Abraham Lincoln. And we gave out awards to the appropriate organizations and individuals. Well, the last one was an award that went to Outstanding Support for the Arts. And that one involved a couple who bequeathed after their deaths a lot of money to various arts organizations. And so we wanted to exhibit a way to announce visual arts, through visual arts, their award. So the fellow that works for me in my office videoed me drawing their portraits. And then we sped it up and put it to music. And we were able to present that, and it was a lot of fun. I think people enjoyed the whole event.
Oh, no kidding. Hey, that'll be, could we do some kind of a program here another time and you do some painting and something like that, demonstrate something or tell us, show us something or something like that?
Oh yeah, or maybe I'll just bring that video.
We got it. JP White, SportsSpeak Sports, Sue Bard, City Council, Southeast Texas Art Council, and the Jim Dandy Nice Lady. Thank you, Sue, for coming by.
Thank you, JP. It's always a pleasure.
Mitchell Saw and Supply in Evadale, Highway 96 South. 36 years of professional service and superior work. Mitchell Saw and Supply, your certified steel dealer with a full line of steel parts and accessories. No job's too big or too small. They've got tools for everything. Mitchell Saw and Supply open Monday through Friday 6 a.m. till 5:30, Saturday 7 till noon. Be sure to check out their line of guns and their complete gun shop, as well as all the ammunition you'll need for whatever you're hunting. Mitchell Saw and Supply, Evadale. Kent's Collision Center, 1520 Highway 96 bypass in Silsbee. We take the dents out of accidents. Kent's Collision Center, specializing in insurance collision repair. Locally owned and operated. Over 19 years in business in Southeast Texas. Kent's Collision Center, open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. Call them at 385-3755. Kent's Collision Center, we check it and recheck it. Kent's Collision Center, 1520 Highway 96 Bypass, Silsbee. We take the dents out of accidents.